our ability to build relationships with other people is the most powerful skill we will ever have in our lives. And I truly believe there is no such thing as a self-made millionaire or self-made billionaire. We owe any and all success in our life to the people around us. But what if I told you there's a secret ingredient, which I think many people overlook, and it's one I picked up getting arrested on my honeymoon in 2014. I'll share it with you today, and hopefully there's some value in it and helps you build even stronger relationships. So picture this. It's 2014. My wife and I are going on this 5-day boat tour from Colombia through the Sandblast Islands to Panama. And we'd been traveling for a couple of weeks, and we're a bit nervous. Will we be able to build relationships with all these people on this boat trip? Will we have enough to talk about? Will they like us? Will we fit in? All this uncertainty. But sure enough, the night before we arrive at the hostel, where the morning after we have to take this ferry to the main departure port. And as we're leaving the morning after, we notice at reception there's this big safe with the security cameras over it. And we think nothing of it and keep going. Then we take off on this ferry ride. And now we're with like 20 to 30 people, all from different countries, all getting excited about this boat trip we had to take on. And we're getting to know people. We're talking about where we've been, what we're doing, all that stuff. And then about 10 minutes into the ride, the engines get cut. And then the speakers start ringing out Spanish, going through some things. And you can see the people that actually understood Spanish all start getting a worried look on their face. And they start translating it to us that they've got security camera footage of some of us stealing money from the safe, and we're all going to be arrested at the next port. And everyone is completely spooked now, thinking like, what's going on? Are we among thieves? Did this actually happen? Like, where's the cameras? This is just all a big prank. But sure enough, this guard comes around and starts collecting everyone's passports. And now we're thinking this is real. And if you're ever giving your passport to someone not in a uniform, you're probably not in a very good place. You probably made some mistakes. But anyway, we hand them over. And then about 2 minutes before we arrive at the port, the loudspeaker rings out again. And this time they say, we've got the footage. It's actually the people that were in room number 2. Who was that? That was Lexi and I. We put our hands up like, that's us. And everyone breathes a sigh of relief. They're just gone from the depths of despair to like, okay, at least it's not us. And we don't know what's going on. We're like, there's no way this is us, like whatever. But sure enough, I get handcuffed and we get dragged away at the next port to this security cell. And we spend the rest of that morning pleading with these guards that it wasn't us. And then after about 3 hours, the guard says, well, how much money do you have in your backpack? And I knew because the night before I'd counted because we had to pay cash for this boat trip. And I'm like, $487.32. And he looks at me and says, that's exactly the amount that was stolen. And I'm thinking, man, what a coincidence. And then it hits me. Dude, there's no money stolen. We're getting swindled. We just got taken advantage of by this racket. And I breathed this sigh of relief. I'm like, why didn't you just tell me like 3 hours ago? Like, give me some hints that we could just pay the bribe. But sure enough, we pay this fine. And then we go back to the group. And by then, the news has already traveled. And they've all chipped in $20 to make us whole, which was incredibly generous. They didn't need to do that. But then we can actually go on this boat trip with them. And we had so much to talk about because everyone had been through the highs and lows of that journey. And we made such good friends. And what it taught me was that shared trauma actually allowed us to build really strong bonds. And I think about this all the time in building relationships in personal life and in business, whether it's suppliers, vendors, or team members, which is as you go through these challenges of a relationship getting stretched and pulled and things going right and wrong, that's what really forges the relationship's strength. And it reminds me of the Japanese kintsugi, but you've probably seen those pottery or plates or bowls with it. When they break, they don't just try and glue it back together like it was never broken. They put this gold stuff into it that it makes it different and helps you realize that these breaks and problems and setbacks actually make it more valuable and even better. And that's a lesson I picked up from that journey of getting arrested, because I think about it all the time in business and life now, which is if we make it through these problems, we're going to be stronger for it. If you enjoyed this, let me know below and I'll see you on the next episode. Yahoo!